Tired of waking up exhausted no matter how much you rest? For years, I juggled a demanding corporate career and home life, always running on empty, until I learned to work with my energy. That shift helped me sidestep the usual menopause symptoms and feel stronger into my 60s, something I now share with countless women. So in this video, I'm going to show you 20 lessons I wish I'd known sooner so you can avoid the same traps and beat fatigue more easily. Lesson 1. The cost of multitasking. I thought multitasking would save me time, so I copied high performers, switched between projects, meetings, and emails all day. Instead of being productive, my brain froze. I felt split, drained, and left the office with a pile of half-finished tasks. Multitasking drains your energy. When I started breaking my work into sections and focusing on just one thing at a time, my clarity and stamina came back. So if you're feeling scattered, try blocking off time for just one task, even for 30 minutes. You'll notice you finish more, feel less exhausted, and even leave work with energy left for yourself. Lesson 2. The hidden risk around your neck. In summer office life, men loved blasting the air conditioning, but I froze under it. After catching a bad cold that lasted months, I finally learned my lesson. Protect my neck. Ever since I started wearing a scarf, even when my colleagues tease me about it, I stopped getting those repeated colds and felt steadier in my energy. So if you're shivering at your desk, try covering your neck. It's very simple, but it might just save you from endless sniffles and those energy crashes that follow. Lesson 3. Skipping walks backfires. During deadlines, I'd skip breaks and stay glued to my desk for hours. By the end of the day, my hips and legs felt so stiff and heavy, I honestly felt older than I was. But once I started walking just 20 minutes a day, everything changed. My body loosened up, I breathed easier, and my creativity and focus came back. If you find yourself stuck in your chair all day, try a short walk, even just around the block. You'll feel lighter, clearer, and notice your energy flowing again. Lesson 4. Midnight laptop trap. When projects piled up, I'd stay working until midnight, thinking I was keeping momentum. But after shutting my laptop, I couldn't sleep. Then I'd wake up foggy with a dark circle with no motivation. It became a vicious cycle. Push late, crash hard. What finally broke it was protecting the golden sleep hours between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. So if you're stuck in the late night grind, try shutting down before 11. You'll notice a difference the very next day. No more zombie mornings dragging yourself to the coffee machine. Lesson 5. Avoid fake healthy food. I wanted to be healthier, so I tried those magazine-recommended healthy food. But many of them were packed with artificial colors and flavors just to look good and taste good. Once I stopped buying them, my body felt lighter, my digestion improved, and I had more steady energy. So next time you're shopping, check the labels. If your healthy snack has ingredients you wouldn't find in your grandma's kitchen, skip it. Avoid those hidden additives. Helps your body and hormones to stay in balance, and you'll feel lighter and clearer. And if it sounds like a chemistry experiment, it probably isn't food you want to put into your mouth. Lesson 6. Email hijacks morning. I used to open email first thing in the morning, terrified I'd be hit with 200 messages and miss something urgent. But all it did was let everyone else's priority hijack my day. When I finally stopped and saved email until after the first break, my mornings get very calmer. and I actually got my own work done first. So if you want to protect your morning energy, try waiting to check your email. The world wouldn't end if you don't reply email by 8 a.m. Start your day on your own term and not everyone else's. Lesson 7. Breaks you can't skip. I used to think skipping breaks meant more progress. So when deadline got closer, I'd work for hours without stopping. Sure, I felt pumped at first, but the next day, my eyes burned. My neck was stiff. I was reaching for a third cup of coffee just to keep going. Then I discovered taking short breaks, even 30 to 60 minutes, actually kept my energy roaring and made me more productive. So if you're tempted to power through, set a timer. Give yourself a real break. You come back clearer, more focused, and without needing that extra coffee round. Lesson 8. Don't listen to aging talk. Friends used to say, oh, that's just what happens when you get old. And honestly, I almost believed them until I met a key energy master thriving with more energy in his 90s than most people in their 40s. Seeing him shattered my old beliefs. It made me realize age doesn't have to mean decline. By practicing the method that I now teach, I honestly feel 20 years younger in my 60s. So if you ever catch yourself thinking, oh, I'm just getting old, pause and ask yourself, is that really true? Don't let negative talks about aging set your limits. Fatigue is not your destiny. You get to write your own story. Make it one that feels alive. Lesson 9. Age is just a number. I once thought turning 40 means my prime was over. I even believed that I had to change my wardrobe to fit into age. Swap my favorite colors and shapely design for beige cardigan. Oh, I love this beige, by the way. And some sensible shoes. I still wear what makes me feel happy, and I feel more alive than ever. But now in my 60s, I can tell you this. Nothing really changed. What matters most is how I choose to live each day. So if you're dreading a milestone birthday, don't let the number decide how you live or express yourself. Focus on the choices you make today. Move your body, nourishing it well. Give yourself rest and wear what makes you feel alive and awesome. Age is just a number, and your daily actions are what create vitality. You can feel just as vibrant at 60 as you did at 30 if you live with intention. Let your energy, not your age, set your style and your life. Lesson 10. The most dangerous energy drainer. When things went wrong, I used to criticize myself harshly, replaying that regrets over and over until my chest felt tighter and my energy shrank. One day I realized I'd never speak that way to a friend. So why to myself? Over time, I learned to give myself a little mother-like kindness first. So next time you catch yourself beating yourself up, pause and ask, would I say this to someone I love? When you treat yourself with the same care you'd give to your friend, your energy and confidence come back. You deserve the same care you'd give to your best friend, especially from yourself. If you've been dealing with low energy and looking for a quick fix, I created a free on-demand workshop that goes deeper than these lessons. Inside, I reveal the hidden causes of midlife fatigue and the exact 3 minutes a day technique to reset your energy today. You'll find the link below this video to get access now if it's still available. Now let's move on to the next one. Lesson 11, rock up criticism. When I heard people say the wrong things, I couldn't stop myself from criticizing them privately with my partner or friends. I thought venting would ease my frustration, but instead, it was like adding one rock after another into an invisible backpack. Soon I had heavier and drained. Once I started noticing this habit and letting go of judgment, my energy felt freer too. So next time you catch yourself about criticizing someone, pause and take a breath. Notice how it feels inside. Instead of carrying that extra rock, let it go. Criticizing others only muddies your own energy. Letting go is like clearing cloudy water. Suddenly you can see and feel clearer again, lighter, calmer, and more at peace. Lesson 12. The Superwoman Lord. At work and at home, I acted like a superheroine, like Wonder Woman, solving every problem, leading team, negotiating deals, changing culture, and caring for my parents. I piled so much on myself that my shoulders felt heavy and my body was always tight. Eventually, I realized I wasn't just responding to demands. I was demanding too much of myself. So if your shoulders feel heavy from carrying too much, pause and ask yourself, what can I let go of today? Let's admit that you can't be responsible for everything. When you release that heavy load, you'll feel lighter, more human, and your energy will return. Lesson 13. Be aware of energy vampires. I used to go to endless meetings and networking events thinking I had to. But surrounded by people obsessed with corporate politics or job titles, I'd catch myself wondering, why am I even here? I always left tired, unmotivated, and completely drained. Over time, I learned to say no and keep my evenings lighter. So if you notice certain people or events always leave you feeling empty, give yourself permission to step back. Your time and energy are precious. Energy vampires don't come with costume. You just notice you feel drained after being around them. Protect your space and you'll feel lighter, more focused, and finally have evenings that restore you instead of draining you. You deserve evenings that recharge you. Lesson 14. The danger of gossip. I sometimes join gossiping groups just to keep relationships and feel connected. But afterward, I felt heavier, like I observed all their harsh words. Once I stopped joining in or stepped away from those conversations, I felt lighter and more grounded. So if you notice gossip starting up, give yourself permission to step away or gently change the subject. Gossip only drains your energy. When you stay out of it, you feel clearer, lighter, and more grounded in yourself. Lesson 15. Comparison trap. Wanting to grow made me set high standards for myself, but comparing myself to mentors, bosses, or friends, even those I admired, often left me feeling like I wasn't good enough. It silently stole my energy and motivation. Things changed when I started focusing on my own progress instead. That shift brought back healthy motivation and confidence. Having role models is wonderful, but comparison is the worst energy thief. So if you catch yourself comparing, pause and ask, how much have I improved? Comparison is like running a race while looking sideways. It only slows you down. Your journey is yours. Enjoy every step. Lesson 16. Cage of perfection. I used to always ask myself, am I doing this right? I checked every detail before starting, hoping to avoid mistakes. But the more I tried to be perfect, the less I finished and the more stuck I felt. When I finally recognized perfectionism in me for what it was, I decided to jump in, messy or not, like this YouTube video. This shift brought my momentum back. So if you catch yourself hesitating or double-checking everything, pause and ask, What if I just begin? Perfection is like a case. Freedom comes when you open the door and just move. Progress beats perfection every time. When you let go and just start, you feel lighter, freer, and your creativity will flow again. Lesson 17. Whispers before the crash. I once thought admitting fatigue was unacceptable as a high-performing woman. I kept going even when I felt heavy, sleepy, or achy, just covering it up with more action. But like dust piling up in the corners, the fatigue built until I felt completely wiped out. Everything changed when I started catching my body's early signs and resting, even with just a 15 minutes nap. That helped me recover quickly and avoid total collapse. So, if you notice your body getting heavy, your eyelids drooping, or your mind turning foggy, don't wait. Pause, even for 10 minutes. Give yourself a break before exhaustion takes over. When you listen to your body's whispers, you bounce back faster, feel lighter, and stop those wiped out days before they start. Lesson 18. Ditch the corporate costume. Back in my 30s, I wore a dog suit to fit in at work and look like a serious leader. But every time I looked in the mirror, I didn't see me. I looked too masculine, too stiff, and it drained me. Things changed when I started wearing clothes that felt like me. A bit of color and a softer shape. Getting dressed became fun again, and it actually gave me energy to start the day. So if you ever look in the mirror and feel, oh, this isn't me, add something small that makes you smile. Maybe it's a scarf, or bright color, or earrings you love. Stop wearing what everyone else expects and wear what feels good on you. The moment you do, you feel lighter, more confident, and start your day with better energy. Lesson 19. The gap behind the mask. People always said I was cheerful, so I tried to make up with smiles, even when I was tired or hurting inside. But deep down, another part of me whispered, this isn't me. What I realized was that gap between how I looked and how I really felt drained my energy. So little by little, I practiced expressing those emotions without covering up. Maybe crying a bit or even just a sigh. Each time I felt calmer, like I could finally breathe again. So if you catch yourself forcing a smile when you don't feel like it, pause and check in. Give yourself a moment to feel what's real. Wearing a mask all day is exhausting. Let your real face breathe. You deserve to feel real, not just look okay. Lesson 20. Treadmill of time. I used to believe high achievers had to race against the clock, so I packed my schedule and checked my watch every 10 minutes. But instead of feeling productive, time just slipped away. I ended up frustrated. My chest felt tight and my breathing got shallow. Things started to shift when I noticed my breath was blocked by all my racing thoughts about time. Oh, I don't have time. Right? When I slowed down and took a breath, I created space. Not just in my day, but in my energy. Chasing time is like running on a treadmill that never stops. If you catch yourself rushing or watching the clock, pause and take a deep breath and ask yourself, what if I set my own pace? Create your own rhythm so your energy can flow. When you do, you feel lighter, more present, and realize there's more time than you think. Now you know the 20 lessons to beat midlife fatigue more easily, but if you want your stamina to feel more stable, no more ups and downs, watch this video next to boost your energy in midlife.